Oh man, that was a nice chunk of damage. Wow. I think that was a crit. Alright, more Darktide. This time, we are bringing you Ogryn gameplay. I don't use my Ogryn a whole lot, but he is a smart boy. I believe he's the smartest Ogryn you'll find in Warhammer. Now, to preface, the Ogryns are actually going to be getting a rework of their talent tree on the update that's dropping next week for Nightmares and Visions. Now, I can't really speak too much on the Ogryn's talents to begin with because I never really used my Ogryn much. He's level 20, that's right there, level 23. He had been level 15 for a long time, actually, ever since Darktide actually dropped on day 1 release. Day 1, when I actually had Ogryn and the Zealot as my 2 primary classes. I thought Ogryn was going to be more like the tank aspect of the 4 classes, but it turns out the Zealot actually is tankier than the Ogryn. I don't really know how to properly build up an Ogryn, but anyway, let's just jump into a game. Since he is not at level 30 and I'm not too familiar with Ogryn still, I've just been playing on Malice difficulty. I think Malice is a good medium. Okay, so it's that newer mission that I haven't done too often. Oh, look at that, right there at the beginning. Since it is quick play, I'm not too sure that there's any modifiers we gotta deal with. But you never know. I've had some Malice difficulty missions with the Ogryn where it feels like I'm playing on Heresy. We are seeing a lot of rages already, and we also came across one of my cousins. So I think we might be dealing with a modifier. I did not see that guy was so close. Already, huh? See, that's the thing with the demon host. Unless you don't know how to deal with the demon host, then it's best to always avoid him like everyone does. But if you have a good amount of stamina and you got a good melee weapon and you know how to manage your stamina and you're good in melee combat, you can actually block the demon host because it will attack the player that it aggroed, or that it'll attack the player that aggroed it. And the best way to deal with that is if you know how to block and you got a good amount of stamina, then we'll be able to easily kill the demon host long before it's actually killed you. But again, it's all about managing your stamina. I can deal with a demon host on even damnation difficulty, but I can only do it as my zealot, just because my zealot has a good amount of stamina, and obviously she's focused on melee, so it's easy for me to deal with a demon host. I don't remember what kind of benefits there are to taking out a demon host. I think if I remember right, there used to be some sort of an XP bonus, but now I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. We got a mutant coming in. Alright, unless the team knows what we got to do here, we might be stuck on this part for some time, if not just die. This whole event is timed, so so long as the team can get to each objective in time, we should be able to clear this area out relatively quickly. Oh, I completely forgot that this guy needed to get rescued. I got a cousin to deal with. Oh, I thought I saw my grenade. Nope. Yeah, the first thing was trying to go rescue our teammate, but the other 2 guys are still stuck at the beginning, which meant I was out of coherency, couldn't take advantage of some of my build, which is... Oh, we already failed. I think in terms of mission types, I think this one where we're on the outskirts of the Hive City, I think is kind of one of my least favorites. It's kind of bland for a Warhammer setting. Not to mention this mission type to begin with is not the most interesting. This is another example. This Emil guy, he's out of coherency, he's on his own. I don't know why he's not sticking with the team. I mean, it's easy to get separated when you get caught up in hordes, but still you gotta always try and keep with your team. That way you can take advantage of the coherency. Yeah, the guy who keeps falling behind out of coherency is the one who needs to get rezzed. Oh, got a pox bomber somewhere. Oh yeah, I think that's him. Alright, small little horde. Oh, look at that, another one of these things. Okay, so the guy who was constantly falling behind is the one who left. Oh, from Malice difficulty mission, it's actually a little bit empty. There's usually more enemies to deal with in Malice. It feels like the hordes are way too small. Hopefully when the main horde shows up, it might be a little bit more interesting, a little bit more entertaining to play. Alright, got a horde showing up, so hopefully it's a sizable one. A lot of ragers in this mission. I don't know if we're dealing with a modifier that are including more maniacs. I don't think so, because then we would be dealing with more mutants. Yeah, it's still a minor horde. Nothing crazy. Purge the unclean. I don't even really pay attention to penances often, and I'm always completing a penance at least once per game. Yeah, these are very minor hordes. I guess the only thing good about this club is I can do a little bit of bonk, 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 bonk. So far, it seems to be a good melee weapon. Okay, defense mission. Hopefully, something happens. Because right now it's been a walk in the park for a Malice difficulty mission. Right now, me and my cousin are out of... My cousin, the other Ogryn, are out of coherency. Well, now me and this guy are in coherency at least. Yeah, even this mission is not a whole lot going on. Usually, like I said earlier, Malice difficulty missions usually have a little bit more going on for it. Right now, it feels like we're playing on an easier difficulty. Just not a whole lot of enemies. Although we are dealing with, I wouldn't say a fair amount of ragers, but there are a lot of ragers. It's the only dangerous enemy we're dealing with so far. Now we got a mutant coming in. Yeah, this game is definitely a lot more fun when you're playing on Heresy and Damnation. It's on those missions, along with the modifiers, some harder than others. That's when you'd never have time to breathe. Kind of the best moments that the game gives you. It's in those moments when you feel like you're in a Warhammer game. Otherwise, right now it doesn't feel like I'm in a Warhammer game. I think it's going to be like this for the even for the end portion of the mission. Okay, we've got a mini boss. Yeah, there he is. Finally, some action. Assuming I can get through these hordes, because this Beast of Nurgo's already halfway dead. Alright, and action over. That was the most action we've seen in the game. in this mission so far, anyway. Though honestly, I do like playing the Ogryn just because I get to use this weapon, and it's actually a fun weapon to use. Alright, let's see if we can get through this. Not if we can get through this, if it's going to be any fun to get through this. Battery. Quickly get this loaded. Oh. Let's see. Can I Kobe it? Nope. This is the thing with the Ogryn. Ogryn struggles to get over these railings when you're trying to make shortcuts. Oh, we only need one more. Oh, look at that. Maybe last one will be down here. This is the thing I've said in previous videos for Darktide is it doesn't show you the objectives a whole lot of times, so you kind of really have to kind of just find it yourself. Thought the Ogryn could push back a mutant. See, when it comes to carrying these, when having objectives where you got to carry something, and if you got an Ogryn on your team, just let the Ogryn carry it, because they'll be able to run with it as opposed to any other class where they're going to be basically walking with it. Oh. Alright, that was a really fast mission objective. Now it's already time to extract. I don't even think I'm going to cut any of that out, just to show how quickly that was. Or how quick it was. Yeah, that was a bit too easy for a Malice mission. I think it's time to do a Damnation mission, but for that, we're gonna have to switch over to the Zealot. Alright, just made the switch to my Zealot. We're gonna do a Damnation mission. Now, since I don't have people to group up with, I can't really gauge my loadout. I'm using my second loadout at the moment, which is with the hammer and a shotgun. And this is based off the fact that previous Damnation missions I've done, I deal with a lot of flak and carapace armored enemies. You know, just anyone wearing armor, and usually the hammer, better option for that. And then of course the shotgun to deal with good amount of burst damage as opposed to the bolt gun, which I've been using. This is my first loadout. This is better used against more of the fleshy type hordes. But sometimes Damnation missions, you kind of luck out on whether or not you can even get a fleshy horde. And the spear gun is actually, or the spear gun, the bolt gun is not as strong as it should be, so I am going to stick with loadout 2. I do keep the Curios the same because it gives me a lot of health and it gives me 2 extra wounds, so it gives me a lot to work with. And of course, you know, having the extra wounds allows me to do a little bit more melee damage. So we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. I was actually able to make a quick adjustment to my loadout, so I'm swapping out my shotgun and my second loadout to the spirit, the bolt gun, because of this Maelstrom mission, which is actually what I want to do. It is a scab faction, so better suited to swap over to the bolt gun just to deal with potential snipers, because it is going to be a lot of specialist enemies. Hopefully there's people I can find in this game. So it is a fresh start. That's a good thing. This should be a fun one, considering it's Maelstrom Ulrich level. Damnation, so it is the hardest of the hard. Well, it could be harder depending on the conditions that are going on, but there are no special conditions. Toss out a stun grenade. Sounds like a blockbuster. Got multiple mutants. Chaos spawn, okay. This is the thing I don't like about hammers, is even though I'm dealing with a lot of heavily armored enemies, I don't get the cleave like I do for my relic sword, which is my favorite weapon. Yeah, and one of our guys got separated. Alright. That guy's gone. I got no health, which is actually a good thing. Could get more damage in, more melee damage anyway. Get these guys stunned, because that's a lot of scab gunners. Man, that's why I like to have little no health. With the charge up on the hammer and then a slight little heavy charge up attack on an Ogryn, it one-shots them. I think this time around, just because no one else needs it, I'll just take it. I'll try and get that sniper. Alright, got the sniper. Let's get these guys' fortitude back up. Oh, I thought I had stun grenades. I was wondering why my grenades kept turning into incendiary. I did not know I swapped out my stun to incendiary. So get some heavy attacks in with the hammer. It's the only way I can get some cleave in. So far, so good. Not too bad. Everyone knows what they're doing. Well, not to mention one of these guys has Auric Storm Survivor for their title, so you would think that they should be good at Maelstrom missions. Another Chaos Spawn, okay. Oh man, that was a nice chunk of damage. Wow. I think that was a crit. Was that a sniper shot? Was that a sniper? Yeah, too bad that the bolt gun isn't fully maxed out, because otherwise I'd be one-shotting some of these specialist enemies. Ooh. Gotta get that fortitude back, kind of get everyone's fortitude up. As long as I can maintain my charged heavy attacks, I can get that cleave in. Oh man, my passive kicked in. Trying to get some health back. Oh, another Chaos Spawn. And keep this guy stunned. Nice chunk of damage. Okay, that guy's gone. Got another one. Yeah, got another one. Trapper. I gotta get into coherency. Oh man, I dodged that. Alright, get this guy stunned. Alright. Actually, I think this might be the easiest of the hardest missions available for Ulrich. We don't have special conditions other than just it's all scab faction, but special conditions as in, you know, lights out or something like that, yeah, then yeah, it would be difficult. We've got another mini boss. Where is he? Okay, it's a beast. This spear gun, the bolt gun does have extra damage to weak spots, so if I can get the weak spots in, I can get that extra damage. I gotta get down here. That is not our incendiary, okay. Get everyone's fortitude up. Just like that. Easy. Oh, I'm not in a good position to deal with that Poxburster. Oh yeah, this is actually a slightly better loadout. Bolt gun with the hammer. Man, just big chunks of damage with that hammer. Oh. Fortitude, fortitude, fortitude. Another beast, huh? I am too far away from my team. I gotta get back in there. Oh, I'm finally down. I think it's a terrible spot to be in as I'm downed. I think my passive should get... Okay, my passive's available, so it'll keep me... No, it actually won't keep me up. Okay, no, it will. But yeah, I'm dead. Man, I was about to toss in my incendiary grenades. Man, that guy's in a bad spot. Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know we had lost someone else. I wonder if they died before I did. Yeah, this was a this is a bust. Yeah, there's not much the Psyker can do. Hordes are gonna keep coming in. Not much she can do. Because then we have... Yeah. Well, it was fun while it lasted. It was a good try, though, but I think we kind of just got unlucky because this area was just... It kept spawning in bosses. Even though they're weakened, it was still just boss after boss after boss. It was kind of more of a gauntlet. Well, that's too bad. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna use this hammer. I don't have much going on with it for mastery for the hammer. Actually, I do have some 8 mastery, but still, I think I'm gonna work on the hammer and use it for a while. I actually completely forgot how strong the hammer is with the zealot when you use its charge ability, where it charges up the attack and then you do a heavy attack, combo that, and you'll get some really good damage. And then you combine that with the zealot's talents, you know, depending if you got Martyrdom used, because Martyrdom is the go-to for the Zealot, which is increased damage. The lower your health is 8% damage for every missing health, I believe. Let's quickly double check what it was. 8% melee damage for each missing wound, and I have, what is it, 6 or 7 wounds? So yeah, I do incredible amounts of damage when I have little to no health, which is why it's always best as a zealot. Make sure you don't heal your zealots. They want that low health, assuming those zealots are martyrdoms. All right, we're gonna try this out again, but we'll just go ahead and do it in another video because this is gonna be a pretty lengthy one, I think. So we're gonna keep it up with more Warhammer stuff. I'll probably make Darktide a more common thing on the channel rather than kind of just here and there. Space Marine 2 will be in there as well once that update drops. Hopefully, I'll be pumping out a lot more Space Marine 2 content. I'm just gonna stick to Warhammer for a bit. It's what I like, and I know that's what you guys like. So until then, look out for the next Warhammer video. Maybe it might be Vermintide. So until then, thanks for watching. Guys, see you on that next video. Bye bye.